Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Tier 1 Grand Finale of Flames by Fundesliga Quiz League, which was actually meant to be a filler event between our FLQL events, but we are quite proud and also humbled by the response by all the players. We have 412 players in the competition. I think we're quite delighted that this is the largest online memory competition ever, 412 players. So thanks to everybody for making it such a grand success. We had 450 questions over 6 weeks, and we had over 600 matches. My name is Shresht, and along with my co-organizer Arya Ganguly, we welcome you to the quiz. And we have a fellow co-organizer, Vikas Plakkot, today, who will be hosting the grand final for all of you. So without wasting any more time, Vikas, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Shresht. Good evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Here we are for the Tier 1 Grand Final of Flames by Fundesliga Quiz League. After 412 players, 450 questions, and 612 matches have been played, we have the final 4 participants with us. And before we go on to meet them, I just also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who read an astonishing amount of games, especially with almost 100 games per week. There was a significant requirement for readers, and Ved Vyas, Sander Hayden, Rahul Buddhavarapu, Shankar Ghosh Dastidar, Anup Kumar, Rishabh Gogoi, Sanveer Singh Puri, Vivek Tejuja, Tanmoy, Abhimanyu, and yours truly, all of us together have managed to read more than 300 of those games. So thanks to all of you for contributing in a big way to ensure that the league goes very smoothly. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to, Shresht, if you can go to the next screen. Thank you. To also call out some of the other players who probably did not make the final. Some of you did, but still managed to put some records into the record books. Across the entire league, we had 76, we had 96 own questions, and Nikhil Saneja, who was also one of our finalists tonight, scored 76 of them with the most owns. Varun Rajiv, Jayakanthan, also playing the final today, along with Santosh, Swaminathan, Kashyap Guha, and Pat Gibson, were the people who finished in that top 5 of most own answers across the league. In terms of most overall aggregate answers, again, we have usual suspects Nikhil, Varun, and Jayakanthan in the quiz today. But we also have Govind Grawal, Clive Dunning, Santosh Swaminathan, and Nikhil Sonde making it into the top 5 of it. In terms of the bonus strike rate, and we looked at only those who took at least 30 attempts, we have Drew Sheeler, who got 98% of all bonus attempts right. That is about 41 on 42. That is astonishing. Kelsey Barcom, Jeffrey Seguritan, Ben Rothenberg, Keshav Guha, Ranjit Soman, Vineet Sashidharan, and Elsa Watson also had significantly high bonus strike rates. So congrats all of you for playing a fantastic league, and your records are here to showcase your talent. And thank you so much for being a part of it as well. If we can move on to the next slide. We also have the sign-up link for FLQL Season 4 in the video description below. So please do sign up for Season 4 of FLQL. We're back to old programming, of course, with FLQL Season 4, going away from Flames Bucket to entire set of topics that we've been covering regularly. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and meet our Tier 1 finalists today. In Seat 1 today, we have Anu Kashyap from San Diego and California. Welcome, Anu. Anu, in terms of most wins, you were 4th rank in terms of league table points, the 7th most owns ranked 20 and total correct answers ranked 16. But when it mattered, you did secure those wins because you did end up in the top 4 of the table. So you do know how to win the big games, and I hope you bring your A game today with that. Thank you for being here. If you can just introduce yourself really quickly and tell us which letter of Flames within this Flames is your personal favorite, or at least during this league was your favorite.
Could you remind me what the Flames
Sure.
acronym stands for?
Absolutely, why not? So F stands for like food, fashion, and film. L for lifestyle literature. There's arts. M for music. E for entertainment, and S for sports. So
okay. Then probably the A for arts. I think was the one that suited me the best. But hey everyone, my name is Anu Kashyap from San Diego, California. I'm a product manager at a health tech startup, and I've recently been participating in these quiz leagues that Bundesliga is putting on, and they've been great questions, great competition, and thanks for running this so smoothly. It's great to be a part.
Yeah, great to have you as well, Anu. All right, moving on swiftly to Varun Rajiv, who's on seat 2 from Bengaluru, India. And of course, Varun did finish the league table right up on top, was number 1 at the end of the league. In terms of most owns, he was only second as well, and total correct answers ranked 2. So fair to say he is coming in with the most credentials from this particular league at least. So Varun, yeah, introduce yourself and tell us what was your favorite letter from this particular league.
Hey, to start with, please ask me for photographs next time rather than taking something from Facebook, because what in the world? Yeah, no, definitely my favorite letter of flames was S, sport. I'm 100% into sports, and it will show all throughout.
Yeah, I guess that was S for sarcasm. But all right, thanks there, Varun. Moving on to player 3, we have our past winner, someone all of us are familiar with, been in many finales of FLQL and has won before. We have Jayakanthan from Chennai in seat 3. He finished very consistently across in terms of points and owns in 3rd rank, and in terms of total correct answers in the 5th position. JK, please introduce yourself and tell us.
Hey, I'm Jayakanthan. I work in tech in Chennai. I really enjoy these quizzes and looking forward to the final.
Thank you. And which letter would you say was your favorite?
Mine was probably L, literature lifestyle.
Yeah, lovely, literature and lifestyle. All right. And our player 4 tonight is Nikhil Saneja, who is coming in from, at least calling in from Dubai, UAE. He finished right behind Varun in the league table in the 2nd spot. But in terms of most owns, as we already saw in the honors board, he was number 1. And in terms of total correct answers, also he was number 1. So yeah, definitely a big competitor tonight, and definitely coming with a lot of credential in terms of the performance across the league. And I think you and Varun were the only 2 participants with 6 wins across the league as well. Yeah, all right, Nikhil, please introduce yourself.
Thanks for that. Yeah, the stats definitely flatter. I think it's if we can do as well as that, anyone could do it really. And out of all of the 4, it's just a question of a bit of luck. Yeah, happy to be here representing Dubai. I think, this is my first final, so I'm really, obviously this is rarefied air for me in this case. Before you ask me which one I liked, I guess I can go straight to the E, although I like the F with films also. But yeah, entertainment kind of has got me through a bit, and I'll definitely hope there's more of that this time also.
Sounds good. So at least we know that all 4 of you picked different letters, so clearly enjoy different topics. So let's see how that plays out into the quiz tonight. All right, thanks everyone. That was the introduction, and without further ado, let's proceed to the grand finale and play the quiz. Okay, once again, welcome back to the grand finale of Flames of Bundesliga. Anu, we have you in seat 1 today, Varun in seat 2, JK in seat 3, and Nikhil in seat 4. We have already seen that. So let's get started with the quiz. The first question of the night, Anu, is to you, Anu. Here we go. Bad Sport is a Netflix documentary that showcases the darker side of sports through 6 stories of scams and deception. The episode titled Gold War traces the controversy surrounding an event at the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics, where a French judge claimed she was pressured into awarding the program to Russia, who grabbed gold to everyone's shock. This demoted which country's team in which event to a silver medal? I need both those parts. Following investigations, the pair of Jamie Sal and David Pelletier were eventually given a shared gold with Russia. Ten seconds, Anu.
Canada in pairs figure skating.
That is absolutely correct. This is
Nice.
Canada and pair figure skating. Lovely answer. Straight away on points, Anu. Here we go. With second.
Sorry, could you increase the size a bit? It's a little small.
The size of the screen. All right.
Yeah, thanks. No, I mean thank you.
All right, Anu, your second question.
Mhm.
What did Scottish-born composer Peter Dodds McCormick write using the pen name Amicus, meaning friend, in 1878 that was adopted by the country in question more than a century later in 1984? The lyrics were updated on 1st of January 2021 to the current version, in which young in the second line is replaced with one to reflect the pre-colonial presence of indigenous people in this country. Just to be clear, I'm looking for a very specific answer. Ten seconds, Anu.
I'll try O Canada.
Not quite. Varun?
So when you say specific, do you want a name?
Yes, I do.
I think this is Advance Australia Fair.
Absolutely is.
Nice.
It is Advance Australia Fair. Lovely steal, Varun. And
I figured it was the Australian national anthem, but I didn't know the name.
Didn't
of
know
the
the
Australian
name,
national
yeah.
anthem. Yeah, so
Right.
I had to
So
guess.
fair
O
enough, you
Canada.
passed there. You didn't want to also prompt us. Advance Australia Fair is absolutely right, which is the Australian national anthem. All right, Varun, your direct questions. Here we go. Initially, this duo were a 3-member rock act called Darling, who had named themselves after a Beach Boys song. After the release of their demo cassette in 1992, a review in British music magazine Melody Maker called the music a blank, blank trash. Which musical duo went on to name themselves on the basis of this?
Daft Punk.
And what would those two blanks be?
Daft Punk.
It was just Daft Punky, what I was talking
Punky.
about. It's Daft Punky trash. Yes, Daft Punk is absolutely right. And straight away on further own points for you. Here we go. All right, next question. Israeli native Ilana Malka moved to New York and by 1994 decided to open a cafe, which also sold vintage and retro rock clothing on the ground floor of 96 and 98 St. Mark's Place, which is shown here in the image. Since the shop primarily sold tea, when she learned about the building's material contribution to pop culture, she gave her store what appropriate musically inspired name? Ten seconds. I'll need an answer now, Varun.
Physical graffiti.
Is the right answer. Very, very well done. It is physical graffiti in reference to, of course, Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. So the building on the cover of the Led Zeppelin album
T. Okay.
is where the cafe is. All right. All right, JK, your questions. In Donnie Darko, the titular character contributes to discussion of the short story called The Destructors in his English class, stating that the story is ironic, showing how destruction is a form of creation. The short story forms a collection of 21 stories written between 1929 and 1954 by which author? The collection also includes works such as The Basement Room, which was adapted into a Carol Reed movie called The Fallen Idol. Ten seconds, Jayakanthan.
I'll say Graham Greene.
Would be the right answer, and you will get your first points for the
Nice.
night. It is indeed Graham Greene, who also whose work also Carol Reed used for The Third Man.
Third Man. Nice.
All right, JK, your next question. Julia Jackson was born in Calcutta in 1846. Julia's parents had a long connection with India. George Jackson and Mary Howard of Bengal were both physicians who spent 25 years with the Bengal Medical Service and a professor at the fledgling Calcutta Medical College. Incidentally, Julia spent her formative years with her mother Mary's sister Sarah, whose husband is Henry Prinsep, brother of James Prinsep. Her first child, Vanessa, was born on 30th of May, 1879. Which author was Julia's seventh child, born in 1882 in South Kensington? Ten more seconds, JK.
This is Agatha Christie.
Fortunately, is not. We'll pass to Nikhil.
Virginia Woolf.
Is absolutely correct. This is indeed Virginia Woolf. Good answer there, Nikhil. The first shot at answering one, and you are on the points board. Okay, Nikhil, now you're X. Diary of an Eccentric Architect is a documentary about which architect, the inaugural winner of the Pritzker Prize. His signature work that was derived from the Farnsworth House by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe can be spotted in the background.
Hmm.
Ten seconds.
Oh, not getting this.
I'll need an answer from you now.
I'll say Gropius.
Not the answer. Anu
Johnson.
is correct. This is Philip Johnson that we were looking for. Well done. Good answer there, Anu.
What's the work?
Is it gonna?
I'm not really sure.
Okay, sure.
Is it gonna come up? If it's gonna come up, I can share it. It's the Glass House. It's the Glass House.
Okay. Yeah, you can share that. That's completely fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
wondering. Yeah.
Nikhil, you're
The
second.
off chance that it comes up. Yeah.
Season 6, episode 10 of which TV show introduces the fictional soap opera Sunrise Bay? A key character from the real TV show is described as an ex-soap actor, and Sunrise Bay provides some rare footage for viewers from their working days.
Did you increase the size of the?
Sure.
Okay, got it.
Ten seconds, Nikhil.
Is this Firefly Lane?
Not the answer. JK
Pass.
passes. Anu
Pass.
passes, and Varun.
It's Greek.
Schitt's Creek is absolutely right. The show starring Eugene Levy and Dan Levy, also written by them. So in the image, you can see Catherine O'Hara. In the image, was also one of the actors, of course. All right, that was the end of the first round. Anu, your questions in round 2. The ending of the 1887 Victorian Sardo play Tosca is depicted here in Punch magazine. The play became the basis for a celebrated opera. The setting for the play and opera is which historical event with the culinary and equine claim to fame? The image may help you. Ten seconds, Anu.
The Chiompi Revolt.
Not quiet. Chiki.
Pass.
Passing to Nikhil.
Battle of Marengo.
That is good enough. Battle of Marengo, indeed. Battle featuring Napoleon. Very interesting. One of the stories behind the dish is that this was made after the battle was done for Napoleon. But some kitchen specialists or people who research a lot on food say that tomatoes did not grow in that part of Italy back then. So that is not likely to be the truth. Somebody probably just had a tribute to Napoleon rather. All right, question, Anu. It is widely believed that this dish was brought to the United Kingdom by returning British colonials who had enjoyed it in India and introduced it as a breakfast dish in Victorian times. consisting of cooked flaked fish, which is traditionally had up boiled rice, parsley, hard-boiled eggs, and occasionally sultanas. What dish inspired by a rice and lentil-based Indian staple is this?
I'm not sure. I'll pass.
All right. JK?
This is Kedjeri.
Kedjeri or Kicheri, both are pretty acceptable, is the right answer. Well done, JK. Good stuff. Varun, over to your directs. I'm also going to keep the screen at this size. Looks like it's comfortable for everyone.
Yep.
So, yeah. Okay, perfect. Varun, here we go. Who won the 100-meter freestyle and the 4x200-meter relay team event in the 1924 Summer Olympics in Paris and the 1928 Summer Olympics in Amsterdam? In a truly chest-thumping performance, he also bagged a bronze medal in water polo at Paris.
Johnny Weissmuller?
Absolutely is Johnny Weissmuller, who went on to, of course, become Tarzan. All right, Varun, your next question. There were two ways in which Mia Farrow's character's rebellion was depicted fashionably in Rosemary's Baby. One was through the severe haircut you see here, specially done for Farrow by Vidal Sassoon. What was the other progressive manner in which her character's rebellion was depicted with the help of costumier Anthea Silbert, which is also visible in the image?
Was it that her hemline was above the knee?
I shall give it to you. It is basically the hemline is getting shorter and shorter, so below the knee is good enough. Perfect answer there.
Nice.
All right, JK, now over to your questions. Known as a country's nightingale and featuring her in the background performing on stage, which 19th century entertainer featured in her national banknote from 2004 to 2011? Ten seconds, JK.
I'd say Sarah Bernhardt.
Not Sarah Bernhardt. Anu?
Pass.
Okay, Nikhil?
Is it Jenny Lind?
It is indeed Jenny Lind.
Swedish nightingale. Yeah.
Absolutely. Swedish
Oh,
nightingale.
yeah.
Absolutely correct. This is indeed Jenny Lind. The story also goes that she was invited by Barnum to America for a few shows. She made quite a lot of money out of that, all of which she gave to charities in Sweden for free schooling, basically.
Yeah.
All right. JK, your next question. His name indicates the modern Indian city in which he was born. He is famous for the Nazam, Abhi To Main Jawan, made famous by Mallika Pukhraja's iconic rendition. He wrote an even more famous work in 1952. Either tell me who or which work.
I'll say Sahir Lodhianvi.
Could you repeat your answer?
I said Sahir Lodhianvi.
Not the answer. Anu,
Pass.
Varun,
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Is Hasrat Jaipuri?
Not Hazrat Jaipuri either. Anyone figured out the work, maybe? Or at least
1952. It'll be Sare Jahan Se. Or
wrong country is where we are.
oh, okay.
This is Pakistan. It is a national anthem of Pakistan. Pak Sar Zameen. So this is either
Jalandhari. Oh, okay.
Jalandhari or Qaumi.
Qaumi Tarana.
Not Jaipuri.
Yeah.
All right. Nikhil, so that's the first text of the night, actually. Happens to be a question on India and Pakistan. So let's see the next one. Nikhil, here we go. Jadis is the main antagonist, aka the White Witch in C.S. Lewis's series, The Chronicles of Narnia. In the 2005 Disney movie, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, what visually apt process reflective of an impending global catastrophe represents a dwindling power on screen?
No, ice melting.
Perfect. Ice melting is exactly what we were looking for. Lovely answer there. Here is an image of the same that actually melted as a power wind. All right. Nikhil, your next question. The origins of this drink, considered a national drink of Malaysia, can be traced to Indian Muslim immigrants in the Malay Peninsula who set up stalls at the entrance of rubber plantations after World War II to serve the workers there, with a name that is derived from the pouring process of pulling the drink during preparation, which adds an element of showmanship, as you can see here. What is this variant of tea called? Ten seconds, Nikhil.
I'm not going to get this. Kincha tea.
Unfortunately, is not. Anu.
Pass.
Okay. JK.
Pass.
Passes as well, and back over to Varun.
Pass.
Okay, here we go with the second X. This happens to be Teh Tarik. Teh Tarik. I'm assuming you may have heard of it, but definitely it's lovely show to watch if you're ordering Teh Tarik. All right, 2 rounds are done. Quick look at the scores. Varun in the lead on 6, Nikhil on 4, JK and Anu are both on 2 points each at this point in time, but 6 more rounds to go. So let's get playing. Anu, here we go. Kathy Mary Buchanan's 2013 novel called The Painted Girls presents a fictionalized account of the life of Marie Van Beetle. Between 1878 and 1881, an artist painted Marie in Dancer with Fan, Dancing Lesson, and Dancer Resting. However, to construct what did the artist use pigmented beeswax with the metal armature and rope, using Marie as his model? This work is unique in the art at Zubr, as the only one of its kind exhibited in his lifetime. We need the artist as well, so I need the work as well as the artist. Ten seconds, Anu.
Edgar Degas, Little Dancer, age 13.
I will unfortunately pass you, JK.
Pass.
Varun,
Pass.
Nikhil.
I'll pass.
Well, Anu had the answer for almost 95% of the part, but the main operative part is a little 14-year-old. So the little 14-year dancer. So that's where it was off.
All good.
Unfortunately, that was
The margin of error when it's over a century.
It's big final, I guess. So the margin of error is really low. All right, Anu, your next question. An American boxer and bobsledder who was notable for being the only person to win a gold medal at both the Summer and Winter Olympics in different disciplines. He won his summer gold in boxing and his winter gold in 4-man bobsled. Ten seconds, Anu.
Not sure. Foreman?
Not Foreman. JK.
Pass.
Varun.
Pass.
Nikhil.
This is Eddie Egan.
Is indeed Eddie Egan. Great steal there for Nikhil. Good answer as well. Eddie Egan is who I was looking for. Okay, moving on to you, Varun. Your directs. Here we go. Which supermodel sparked immense backlash on social media and even had some accusing her of culturally appropriating the hijab into a fashion statement for sporting a veil on the cover of Vogue Arabia in 2018. She hit back at critics, clarifying that she is half Palestinian, actually has a Muslim father, and so wasn't really appropriating anything.
Hadid.
I will prompt you. I'll be clear that I'm prompting you for a full answer. That's all.
Sure. Gigi Hadid.
That would be the right
That would be the
pick.
right one.
It is indeed Gigi Hadid. There is an image as well of the album, of the book cover. Gigi Hadid is correct. All right, Varun, next question. The actor Sean Bean dies on screen with surprising and meme-worthy regularity. In an American miniseries based on a book by Alexander Ripley, Bean played Lord Richard Fenton, an Irish noble with a romantic interest in the titular character, who was killed by a servant he was trying to rape, a murder for which the said titular character takes the blame. Which miniseries or book, which served as a sequel to a famous 1936 novel, is this?
This is Scarlet.
And why would you say that?
The sequel to Gone with the Wind and named after
Yes,
Scarlet.
sequel to Gone with the Wind. Scarlet is the answer I was
Joanne Valley.
Well done. Okay, JK, your direct questions. Though now used in good humor, much was made of this during a lawsuit in 1993, during which the opposing attorney referred to a friendly fight that occurred, possibly involving some groupies and followed by an altercation, wherein Stephen Adler's lawyer asked the band to tell us about the blank blank. This was found to be amusing and used as a title of which 1993 album?
This is a spaghetti incident.
It is indeed the spaghetti incident that we're looking for. Of course, the other person being Axl Rose. Spaghetti incident is correct. Here is the album cover. Okay, JK, your next question. The complete inverse of product placement. Defictionalization is a transformation of a product or object from a movie, book, or other fictional source into a real item in the real world. This actual Samsung SPH N270 was created to resemble the cell phone used in which 2003 film. The protagonist used a Nokia 8110. While the film prop version had been modified by the production crew to have its keypad cover spring-loaded, the retail model did not have this function. In response, Nokia 7110 was later released with a spring-loaded cover inspired by the film.
This is the Matrix Reloaded.
Indeed, it is the Matrix Reloaded. The Matrix had Moto, so did Reloaded have a Nokia 7110. Yeah, Reloaded is correct. Okay, Nikhil, you did the questions. Which book was written after the author was inspired by the trip with their partner Vita Sackville-West to Knoll? Sackville-West showed up the author the place where she'd grown up, that she'd belonged to the Sackville family for centuries, and Sackville-West bitterly noted she would have inherited if only she'd been more male. A 1992 film version here serves as a clue too.
Orlando.
Orlando is correct. It's a Tilda Swinton kind of day. Multiple questions featuring her. All right, Nikhil, your next question. This statue at Parc de Monceau commemorates a performance art form called Sardana that represents the national consciousness of the Catalan community. Accompanied by the traditional orchestra called Cobla, this circular performance art became a form of peaceful activism. It even inspired an exponent of color to come up with this 1910 masterpiece while traveling in the south of France, which in turn is believed to have inspired the 21st century sporting extravaganza's logo. Which painting by which artist are we talking about? Ten seconds, Nikhil.
Children Playing by Picasso.
Not the answer, Anu.
The Dance by Matisse.
It is indeed the dance by Matisse. And would you know which is the event being mentioned there?
I do not. I do not.
This is the sorry. Yes, sir.
2016 Rio Olympics.
Absolutely. It is the 2016 Rio,
Okay.
which looks basically like the dance. Okay. Anu, we're coming over to you for round 4. Here goes.
Mhm.
The only full-length movie composition that Daft Punk did was for which 2010 sci-fi film, leaving aside their own sci-fi flick called Electron? The duo cited Wendy Carlos, composer of the original film, to which this 2010 film was a sequel, as the inspiration for the work. Years after the movie's release, a Jay-Z number called Computerized from this album that tells a cautionary tale about relying too much on technology surfaced online.
Hmm.
10 seconds, Anu.
No, sorry, I have nothing. Pass.
All right, JK.
You need an exact title,
I do.
description of the concept on
No.
Tron Legacy.
Is correct. It is Strong Legacy indeed. I like
How
the
will
way
you
you asked
describe
the
it?
question.
The legacy
Was
of
it
Tron.
Yeah,
The
would
description would be
the
interesting.
sequel to Tron Part 2. Very nicely put there, JK. But Tron Legacy is the perfect answer. So you didn't
Nicely
need to get that. All right, I know your next question. In the 2016 movie X-Men Apocalypse, Professor X reads a work by a Mumbai-born English writer who features extensively in Helen MacDonald's Etches for Hawk to his students, a book covering 4 stories about the legend of King Arthur. Which work by which author, in which King Arthur's adversary in the end was once his closest friend, making it particularly appropriate for Savior and Magneto? Once again, I need 2 parts. Anu?
Yep.
Ten seconds.
I'll try The Boy Who Would Be King by Kipling.
Not The Boy Who Would Be King by Kipling. Varun?
Once and Future King by T.H. White.
Perfect answer. It is The Once and Future King by H. White. Etches for Hawk is basically a biographical account of H. White.
I
All
didn't know
right.
he was born in India. Huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Mumbai, apparently. All right, Varun, here we go. Developing a reputation to build grand office buildings, which architects is the subject of this documentary. He worked closely with Steve Jobs while Jobs was alive to develop the Apple headquarters in Cupertino.
Oh.
Renzo Piano.
Not Renzo Piano. JK.
This is Norman Foster.
It is indeed Norman Foster. Well done. Good answer there. What you see in the image there is the Hearst Tower of Norman Foster.
Norman Foster. Oh, when Jobs was alive. I was
Mhm.
trying to think of people who might be dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunate. All right, next question, Varun. In 1908, who, later to become the first prime minister of this country, quoted the national anthem, "Blank is not yet lost," known locally as Dabrowski's Mazurka in a disguised way in a symphony in B minor. The anthem's melody owes its popularity to the mazurkas of Chopin, popularized in 19th century European ballrooms.
Havel.
Not the answer. Anu,
Paderewski.
could you repeat that?
Paderewski.
Yeah, Paderewski is absolutely correct. That is Ignacy Jan Paderewski, Prime Minister of course, Poland. All right, JK. Pictured here is Dancing Girl, a prehistoric bronze sculpture made in lost wax casting that was excavated by archaeologist Ernest Mackey in 1926. In which historic site was this found that went through an ownership battle during the partition of 2 nations, with a more iconic king priest sculpture going to one and this smaller dancer to the other?
Is this Harappa?
Not the answer. Anu?
Pass.
Varun?
Mohenjo-daro?
Is correct. This is unfortunately.
Hard luck.
So essentially, the priest, the iconic king priest, came to India, and the dancing girl went to Pakistan. Essentially. All right. Question. Okay. Daft Punk's second album, called Discover, had further success, supported by hit singles One More Time, Digital Love, and Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. Last of which went on to become a Kanye West number. It became the basis of which animated musical film, supervised by a Japanese animator Leiji Matsumoto. Subtitled The Story of the Secret Star System, each of the capital S in the four words was stylized to reflect the name of the film.
Something like Interstellar 5555.
It's perfect. It is indeed Interstellar 5555. All the S's were stylized to be fives, essentially. So Interstellar 5555 is correct.
Nice.
Okay, Nikhil, your questions? In the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that, Carrie and her Indian friend Seema enter a Manhattan sari shop, chock-a-block, not with saris, but with what other wearable from the Indian subcontinent, leading to keen-eyed critics crying horse at the cultural appropriation on display. Although the item of clothing is all you see in the sari shop, not once is it mentioned by name. Sharara, trail, flared, and mermaid are all styles of this wearable.
What could it be called? Lehenga.
Lehenga is absolutely correct in a sari shop, but nonetheless. All right, next question, Nikhil. In which 1986 biographical film directed by Derek Jarman did Bean play Tommasini and die for the first time on screen at the hands of the protagonist, a famous painter, who then had to flee Rome for Naples and then Malta? The real-life killing of Tommasini took place in 1606.
Caravaggio.
Perfect answer, quickly put away there by Nikhil. Caravaggio indeed, who obviously had to flee after he stabbed someone.
Willem Dafoe, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well done. Okay, with that, we come to the halfway stage of the quiz. We have Varun in the lead at this point on 10. Nikhil is not too far behind on 8. JK is caught up, is on 7, and Anu is on 4 at this point in time. Well, there is still a half way to go. So if this all flips, you will probably be the winner. So let's see. All right. Anu, here we go. Whether or not history will support the verdict, blank in his lifetime ranked as the third most celebrated Soviet composer after Shostakovich and Prokofiev, wrote the music critic Ronald Christian in 1978. Between 1988 and 2004, he appeared on the 50-dram note. Who is this?
Khachaturian?
Yeah.
Perfect. It is indeed
Armenia. Yeah.
Armenia being the country, which is where the currency of dram is used.
Nice.
It's interesting that I was just realizing his name is Khachaturian, and pretty much that area is everything named after Kacha, right? Like the Kacha police, Kacha.
Right.
All right. The next question, Anu. Viking Quest, described as a cult science fiction and fantasy show, is a fictional TV show that can be watched within which TV show that famously featured product placements for everything from Gulfstream to Gatorade. The TV show's success prompted the producers to bring the fictional Viking Quest into reality too, as a playable video game.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No, go ahead. JK?
I'll try Entourage.
That would be the right try, and you will bring
Kevin Dillon.
You will come to terms with Nikhil on the same points. Varun, your direct questions? The first episode of Netflix's Bad Spot, titled Hoop Schemes, traces the story of a 1994 Arizona State basketball team involved in a type of match fixing, where they manipulated margins of victory instead of match results. What is a term given to such sort of match fixing, which in the TV show The Sopranos was claimed to have been invented as a concept by Carmine Lupertazzi Sr. It was also a major plot point in the original and remade versions of The Longest Yard.
Point fixing.
Could you repeat that?
Point fixing.
Not point fixing. Anu?
Pass.
JK?
Is this point shaving?
Indeed, it is point
Shaving,
shaving.
yeah. Nicely.
Well done. Well picked there, JK.
What's the answer?
Point
Point
shaving.
shaving, as in shaving.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, Varun, your next direct. Here we go. 2011, Staples announced it would begin to sell actual blank branded products in its stores. This attempt at defictionalization is rather ironic or strategic, considering that on the TV show, Staples was Blank's biggest competitor. Fill in the blanks.
Dunder Mifflin?
Absolutely is. Of course, this is The Office US, not
Yeah.
UK.
Well, Staples, I guess.
All right, JK. The Architect Who Saw the Future is a 2016 documentary about which futuristic architect?
Sarinen?
Indeed, it is Eero Saarinen. Well done again, JK. You can see the arch there that he built. All right. JK, your next question. Vidas del Fuego is a telenovela or TV show within which TV show that ran from 2006 to 2010. It was watched keenly by the Suarez family and followed a pregnant maid who was having an affair with a priest, and a stepmother seducing a stepson in order to get control of the family fortune. A Mona Singh star, a popular Indian crime TV show, was inspired by it.
This is Ugly Betty?
That is indeed Ugly Betty, reference to Lola Kuti. All right. Nikhil, your direct questions in round 5. To commemorate the 80th anniversary of which composer was his non-circulating coin released in 1961?
I'll say Bella Bartok.
And that would be the right thing to say because it is the right answer. It is Bella Bartok. Well done. And your next question there, Nikhil. In Pulp Fiction, John Travolta's character Vincent Vega is seen reading which 1965 book while using the bathroom, titled after the British spy character created by Peter Donnell, who also created a comic strip that followed the titular character. Like Phosphox the Fifth, the fictional television pilot that Mia appears within the film, this book features a female spy with several talents. Fiction magazines which published comic strips similar to this were called pulps, making the scene rather film appropriate.
Modesty Blaze.
Is indeed Modesty Blaze that I was looking for. So 2-on-2 there for you, Nikhil. Modesty Blaze is absolutely correct. So the game is getting tighter as we go toward the last 3 rounds. Anu, here we go with your questions in round 6.
Let's do it.
In what was seen as a refreshing yet critical take on the theme, which actor-rapper with Pakistani heritage paid homage to immigrant workers who kept the Gilded Age going at the 2022 Met Gala, very obviously pushing back at the cultural appropriation on display?
Ahmed?
That is correct. It is indeed Riz Ahmed. Well done. There is Riz Ahmed for anyone who hasn't seen him before. All right. Anu, here's the next question. During the making of Event Horizon, actor Sam Neill requested that a colonial relic on a neighboring country's flag patch should be replaced with what real-world insignia designed by the artist Harold Thomas. This request was made as Neill thought this is how this country's flag would look like in 2047, which is when the film is set, and that his uniform should reflect this inevitability. Ten seconds, Anu.
I'm not sure I'm fully understanding the question. The Australian flag?
Not quite what I'm looking for. Varun?
So this is a modification on the Australian flag where the Union Jack is replaced with the Aboriginal flag.
That is absolutely correct. Aboriginal flag is good enough, but given us the entire explanation, Varun, so perfect. Okay, still there for you, and now you have a chance to increase your lead with your two tracks. Here we go. A Frank Churchill song for the 1933 Walt Disney film Three Little Pigs lends its name to which play from 1962?
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
That is correct. It is indeed Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Well done. Well picked there. Okay. Varun, your next question. Pictured as one of the most popular roadside snacks in the Caribbean, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, a distant cousin of the Indian dish chole bhature, it was created in Fairfield, Princestown by Emamul Dean and his wife Rahman Rasulan Dean in 1936. Mahmudin used to sell the bara, which is basically a flat fried dough, and chana separately. When people buying these two items began requesting to blank the bara in their orders, what name was coined for the dish?
Serve bara.
Could you repeat that, Nikhil?
Varun.
Oh, sorry, Varun, sorry.
I will say serve bara.
Not the answer. Anu?
Pass.
JK?
I'll try doubles.
That is perfect. It is indeed doubles because it is literally double the
Yeah.
bara. That's literally how I order every plate of parota and beef fry. But yes. All right. JK, your questions. Charles Frederick Karsh Kirali was an American player, coach, and broadcast announcer who was a central part of the US national team that won gold medals at the 84 and 88 Olympic Games. He went on to win the gold medal again at the 96 Olympic Games. He's the only player, man or woman, to have won an Olympic medals of any color in which two related sports. Seconds there, JK. I need an answer now, JK.
I'll try ice hockey and field hockey.
Not ice hockey and field hockey. Good attempt there. Anu?
Volleyball and beach volleyball.
That is right. This is
Karsh Kirali. Yeah.
Volleyball indeed. Well done. He also he's got what is called the triple crown of volleyball, basically winning medals at indoor, beach as player, and then going to coach also a winning team. All right, JK. During the 2012 Victoria's Secret show, there was a section where each model represented a month of the year, dressed to represent a holiday or event in that month. Carly Kloss walked the runway for which month and showcased which festival in that month, wearing this feather headdress, suede fringe, turquoise jewelry, and leopard print accents.
This is November and Thanksgiving.
That is perfect answer. It is indeed November and Thanksgiving. Of course, it got a lot of bad rap for glorifying what the indigenous people went through at the hands of European settlers. So that is what we're talking about. Okay. Nikhil, your direct questions. An episode of Bad Sport follows the life of 80s race car driver Randy Lanier, who won the 1984 IMSA GT title, but was eventually convicted in 1988 for smuggling a certain substance illegally. Given his passion for speed was overshadowed by this criminal passion, What imaginative title did Netflix give to this episode? Ten-second prompt.
Need for Speed.
Not the answer. No.
Need for Weed?
That is perfect. It is indeed
Wrong substance. Yeah.
Need for Weed, which
Yeah.
is overshadowing his passion for speed. Well done. Well taken there, Anu. Interestingly, after he came out,
I thought speed was a substance too.
yeah, it is actually, but yeah, not.
I
that
mean, in this case,
will
yeah,
go
I
into
get it. Yeah.
the question. Okay. Incidentally, he's now a brand ambassador for Cannabis Sativa Inc.
Yeah.
Well, and races with that brand on. Okay, Nikhil, your next question. In a double layer case, Al Yagani, the stern blank making chef that inspired Seinfeld's Blank Blank, has packaged versions in stores under the original brand. So it's real blank made fictional and then defictionalized. Again, the tagline on the box is "Blank for you," an obvious callback to his fictional counterpart's belligerent "No blank for you" catchphrase. What is then the two-word nickname of the eponymous Seinfeld character Yev Kassem, played by Larry Thomas?
Soup Nazi.
Absolutely correct. Soup Nazi is what we are looking for. Okay, now brings us to the 7th round. Varun and JK are both tied on 13 points. Nikhil's on 11 and Anu is on 8. Last 2 rounds, the penultimate one with you, Anu. Here we go. My Architect, A Son's Journey, was a 21st century documentary about which man? His extensive work in the Indian subcontinent is highlighted in the documentary's poster.
Khan.
That is correct. It is indeed Louis Khan. Absolutely right. I am Ahmedabad, famously designed by him. Okay, I know your next question. Sniffs. Can you smell that? Yeah, it is the scent of fiction transforming into reality. This is from a VAT-19 advert where the narrator is advertising a real-world sex panther cologne. OCP, another online shopping website, did the same as seen in the image. Which 2004 comedy film is the source? The film is a tongue-in-cheek take on the culture of the 1970s, particularly the new action news format.
Anchorman?
Yeah.
That's correct. Indeed, it is Anchorman that we were looking for, the life prawn burgundy. See if they have an image as well. Yes, we do have an image to go with it as well. Starring Will Ferrell. Okay. 2-on-2 there for you, Anu. So you are making that comeback in the second half. So yeah.
It's happening. It's all going to plan.
It's all part of the plan. Yeah. Varun, here we go with yours. Appropriately titled Big Shot for the Bounty Hunters, this TV show featured within which other TV show? Hosted by Punch and Judy, no relation, the Western themed show could always be relied on to provide the show's characters and viewers with timely, action-spurring insight into a past, current, or future target.
Cowboy Bebop?
Absolutely is Cowboy Bebop. Well done. All the futuristic references there. Definitely coming to help, right? All right, next question, Varun. In Peter Jackson's 2005 flick King Kong, one of the deckhands is seen reading and discussing a book that has thematic similarities to the movie. Which 1899 work by a Polish-English author is this?
Could you increase the size of the visual?
Oh, absolutely. Go back to your size. All right, I need an answer now, Varun.
Moby Dick.
Not quite. Nikhil?
Heart of Darkness.
Absolutely correct. This is Heart of Darkness by Conrad.
Conrad.
Of course, also inspired Apocalypse Now. So that is what we were looking for. All right. JK, your questions. Here we go. In which film, after every temporal transition, is the protagonist always wearing a blue shirt, typically checked, as shown here? Not due to laziness on the wardrobe team's part, these serve to symbolize the many transitions in the titular protagonist's life.
This is Forrest Gump.
Indeed, it is Forrest Gump. If you look closely, you can see the box of chocolates right there.
Yeah.
It's bought Forrest Gump. Perfect. Okay, JK, your next question. Indian cuisine is influenced and been influenced by cuisine cultures from all over the world, as we've seen in many questions. As an example, what suffix is added to a range of dishes consisting of a variety of deep fried meats, cauliflower or paneer with vegetables in a spicy brown sauce? It was created by the chef Nelson Wang in Mumbai in 1975 and bears little resemblance to the cuisine from the Chinese region it is named after. The images, of course, of the Chinese region.
This is Manchurian.
That is right. This is indeed Manchurian, which is used on almost every street dish that serves Chinese. All right, Nikhil, your question. Manish water is a unique soup popular in Jamaican cuisine. It is believed to be an aphrodisiac and is made from various parts, sometimes including the head, brains, and heart of an animal. It inspired the Rolling Stones with the name of which album of theirs, which was recorded during the early 1970s when the band relocated to Kingston, Jamaica's Dynamic Sound Studios.
Goat's head soup.
Absolutely correct. Goat's head soup is what I was looking for. Hopefully we do have an image. Yep, that is how the album cover looks like. All right. Nikhil, your next question. Whose early composition, Namo Namo Mata, was nominated as a national anthem and was officially adopted as a national anthem of Ceylon in 1951. In 1962, he committed suicide by overdosing on sleeping tablets, and the motive was changes made to the lyrics of the national anthem without his consent. Ten seconds, Nikhil.
So Bandra Naike.
Not Badra Naike. Anu?
Pass.
Varun?
Pass.
JK?
Pass.
Okay. So in passing all the way and happens to be just the fourth X of the quiz, which is really nice. This is Ananda Samarakul. Okay. With that, we've come to the final round of this grand finale. And there is no indication of where this is going just yet. JK has now got a slight lead on 15 points. Varun right behind on 14. Nikhil also right behind on 13. And Anu, like we said, has caught up and is on 10 points as well. So yeah, let's go to the last 8 questions of the quiz. We begin with you, as always, Anu. Here we go. One of Dorothy Parker's most witty quotes is, "They lived in squares, painted in circles, and loved in triangles." It resulted in giving the title of Amy License's book, Living in Squares, Loving in Triangles. What, not who, was the subject of this quote and book? Ten seconds, Anu.
The Cubists?
Not quite. Varun.
Pass.
JK.
Is this the Bloomsbury Group?
It is the Bloomsbury Group. A very good clutch answer there from JK. This is the Bloomsbury Group.
So Virginia Woolf.
Virginia Woolf was part of. So if you were following that quad, you may probably have got to the answer. All right. Anu, your next question. Bean played a church envoy in a 2010 film that was based on and named after a catastrophic real-life event. However, instead of dying as a result of this event, Bean is drawn and quartered by horses in the film. What 14th century event that is estimated to have killed 30 to 60% of the European population, as about a third of the population of the Middle East, did Sean Bean not die in?
The plague. The Black Death.
Yeah, absolutely right. Black Death or bubonic plague. It's perfect. Okay, now Varun, you have your 2 directs. Here we go. Pictured here is a monument, Dance of Zalongo, that pays a tribute to the namesake tragic mass suicide of women from Suli and their children that occurred in the aftermath of the invasion of Ottoman troops in December 1803. It is understood that the women, unwilling to succumb to the Ottomans, danced and sang as they jumped off the cliff one by one. Located on Mount Zalongo in the town of Preveza, which country is this monument in?
Portugal?
Not Portugal. Anu?
Zambia.
Not Zambia. Nikhil?
This is Greece.
Brilliant answer there, bringing you on point with Varun. It is indeed Greece that we were looking for. Okay, Varun, your next and happens to be your last direct. Here we go. Credited with creating a national identity for his country while struggling for independence over Russia, which composer appeared on his country's banknotes from 1986 to 2002?
I'm just totally blanking on his name. Pass.
Okay, Anu?
Sibelius.
Sibelius.
Yeah.
No, Sibelius. This happens in Finland. Okay. So unfortunately, Varun, they missed your directs, but you never know. Maybe some of the passes are now going to come to you because you are in the front of the passing queue. JK, here we go. The third episode of Bad Sport delves into the biggest scandal in Serie A, where former Juventus director Luciano Moggi was accused via police wiretaps of influencing referee appointments. What portmanteau Italian word was given by the media to the scandal that eventually led to the relegation of Juventus to Serie B? Ten seconds, JK. I need an answer now.
I'd say Joan Gate.
Not quite. Varun?
Calciopoli.
Calciopoli is absolutely correct, which translates to football game. We're looking for the Italian term. Calciopoli is correct. Okay, JK, your last direct. The 1989 film War Requiem featured Laurence Olivier in his last acting role. It also shows Sean Bean play a German soldier who was fatally stabbed with a bayonet by the main character. Which famous composer, a central figure of 20th century British music, created the musical piece that inspired the film? He composed it for the consecration of the rebuilt Coventry Cathedral in 1962.
This is Elgar.
Not Elgar. Varun?
Benjamin Britten.
That is a brilliant answer in the heat of the moment, with trailing JK by 1 point and able to tie him with both his questions stolen by Varun. Nikhil, you have your 2 though. You get your 2 and we're in. All right, so let's see how this goes.
Waiting.
At the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, who won gold medals in the Super G in alpine skiing and in the parallel giant slalom in snowboarding? She thus became the first person to not only compete in Winter Olympics using 2 different types of equipments, which is skis and snowboard, but also to win 2 gold medals at the same Winter Olympics.
I know this.
10 seconds, Nikhil.
Yeah. Williams.
Not William.
I know who it is. Shit.
Unfortunate miss, Anu.
Pass.
Okay. Varun.
Pass.
JK.
Pass.
It's Hughes, isn't it?
It's not Hughes. This is
Okay.
Mr. Ledecker.
Oh, not a chance.
Okay, so Nikhil, unfortunate miss there for you. But here one more question is there. Let's see how that plays out. The Daft Punk number blank by blank starts with the monologue from the titular Italian composer whose middle and last names fill up the respective blanks. Fill up both blanks to give the full name of the composer, often credited as a progenitor of the disco sound of the 60s and 70s, such as in his composition I Feel Love by Donna Summer.
Giorgio Moroder.
That is correct. It is indeed Giorgio Moroder.
Well done, guys.
Unfortunately for you, Nikhil,
Well
would not be enough to get the win, but great game there from you. But we do have a tie, and that is between Varun and JK, so we'll play a tiebreaker. Anu, well played. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great.
Nice stuff, guys.
All right, so we'll get the tiebreaker organized and get going.
Okay, so we should go on.
Okay, so after 64 more questions in the 7th game week, we still have a tie to decide who is that final winner of the Flames League first season. Varun and JK will be playing the tiebreaker. As always, we will have 3 questions in the tiebreaker. The questions will be in your chat. And for everyone watching, I will be reading out the questions. And on my count, when I count down 3, 2, 1, go, please show me the answer on the screen with your piece of paper, with the book. And then I'll move on to the next question. At that point in time, I won't mention if it's right or wrong. We will do that at the end of 3 questions. If the tie persists, we'll do another set of 3. If the tie persists, even after that, then we obviously have to do nearest to the pull. All right, all clear? JK and Varun, good play?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. First question, here we go. It's in your chat as well. An acclaimed PBS documentary on which architect is aptly titled First Person Singular. I'll repeat the question. An acclaimed PBS documentary on which architect is aptly titled First Person Singular. Ten more seconds. I will count down. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Please show me your answers. At the same time, please. I cannot see it at all. Varun's. All right. Thank you. I can see it. Second question. Here we go.
You see mine?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right.
Second question. Here it is. In Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, whose outfits become a progressively darker shade of pink as she becomes more powerful? Ten seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I can see your answer there, Varun. And JK, could you zoom? Yeah, that is perfect. I can see yours as well. Okay, and the third one. Here we go. So Where's My Cow and the World of Cool Children's Books and Various Badges are a few fictional elements from which comic fantasy series that have since been turned into actual products. The Where's My Cow and the World of Pooh children's books, and various badges like City Watch, Guilds, Uberworld, Blood Donut Group are a few fictional elements from which comic fantasy book series that have since been turned into actual products.
JK, are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, JK, I cannot see your answer, unfortunately. Now I can see them. Okay, so that was the end of 3 questions. And we do have a clear winner at the end of these 3 questions. But let's go see what the answers were. The very first question was an acclaimed PBS document. Nikhil, Anu, feel free to take a guess. An acclaimed PBS document on which architect is aptly titled first person.
JK got it, yeah.
JK got that right. It is I am Pe, as in I am Pe.
As an I am. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am. So absolutely right. So JK did get that one. So 1-0 to JK there. In the second question, we asked Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, whose outfits become a progressively darker shade of pink as she becomes
Umbridge.
more powerful.
Umbridge.
Dolores Umbridge is right, which also JK got. So JK is the winner of the Flames League. Second time winner. In fact, like multiple time winner across leagues. So JK continuing to thrash it everywhere.
Well
But-
done. Well done.
Well done,
done.
JK. Let's also quickly look at the third question. The Where's My Cow in the World of Pooh children's books, the comic book fantasy series. Nikhil, Anu.
I do not know this one.
In fact, Varun and JK, both of them got that one.
They got it, right? Discord.
Oh,
This
nice.
was
Nice.
indeed. So well done there, JK. You got 3 on 3 in your tiebreakers, as opposed to 1 on 3 for Varun. So clear winner at the end of the tiebreaker is Jayakanthan. Thanks everyone. Varun, tough luck. Was
Good luck. Yes.
top of the league
Good luck.
and they're right till the end as well today. So finishing second, Nikhil finishes third and Anu fourth at the end of the league. Thanks everyone for joining. Once again, FLQL season 4 is back really soon. We're back to old programming, like I said, usual questions across topics. So yeah, link will be in the description. Get yourself registered ASAP and we'll see you soon again. Thank you everyone. Good night.
Good game all.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Vikas, thanks Vikas for reading.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas.
A pleasure.
And thank you to the entire FLQL team for putting together a great final and a great overall competition. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Anu.
Great fun. Thanks everyone. And I hope there's more flames. Keep it coming.
Yes, there shall be for sure.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you, everybody.
All right.
Thank
Well
you,
done,
Vikas, for
JK.
being
Well
such
done,
a wonderful
yeah.
reader. Vikas, thank you for your time today. And hard luck to Anu and Nikhil and Varun, but it's very hard to come and you have to come less than 1% of the whole league to make the final. So well done there. And Jayakanthan, congratulations to you as well. Take care, everyone. And those watching, hope you enjoyed this final. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Vikas, and thanks, Shresht.
Thanks, everyone.